This is Ken Pyle with VOD TV at the Parks Associates Connection Summit at CTIA, and we're with Erik Kling of Vodafone, very appropriate since Vodafone is a very large international wireless carrier that we should be talking. One of the things that people aren't as familiar with Vodafone being here in the U.S. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your U.S. presence, what that means?
Yeah, so Vodafone is the largest carrier in the world. We are based in London. In the United States, we are serving the global Fortune 500, 1,500 companies based here in the United States, and we are headquartered in New York here. And we have 3 offices, one in San Francisco, then out in Atlanta, and in New York, the headquarters.
So I imagine in that role, your company is kind of helping these disparate operations look like one operation, right?
Yes, that's correct. I mean, we are Vodafone Global Enterprise now, Vodafone Group Enterprise. We just put a new organization worldwide in place. We have here the cloud services in place. We have our Vodafone Global Enterprise Group with the traditional telecom services, and machine to machine, our newest division within Group Enterprise.
Well, I want to talk to you a little bit about the machine to machine, and let's start at the global, and then maybe we can go into the consumer for a moment.
Yeah, I mean, machine to machine for Vodafone is very exciting. I mean, we are in this space already, I would say 10, 15 years. 3 years ago, we formed a new organization, and we went from roughly, I would say, 10 employees to up to 300 worldwide. And at the moment, we are roughly 30, 35 here in the United States for machine to machine. We are the #1 world leader in machine-machine connectivity. And here in the US, again, we are serving the global customers like a GE, like a Boston Scientific, like an Alarm.com, who want to do global business outside of the United States.
So when you're looking at the kind of applications that, this M2M, the machine to machine, what are you seeing kind of resonating? Is there a particular sector that's kind of racing ahead?
I mean, for me, it's very clear there are 2 sectors which are very dominant at this very moment. The sector #1 is smart metering. Smart metering, especially when you see it in conjunction and combination with regulation, I think is one of the biggest sectors. And the second one is telematics. I mean, you saw the press release from us, connected car, BMW worldwide. So one SIM card, Vodafone serves BMW, machine-to-machine connectivity in telematics worldwide. These are for me the 2 sectors which are really, really predominant, where you need to be. And then you have other sectors which I think they are catching up. That would be for certain alarm and security, where I think is a sector which is really catching up now with a global solution. Then vending machines, same thing. You see here a lot of movement as well. And then some other niche sectors. But I think the top 2, telematics and smart metering.
So now, you guys are a wireless company, right. And so is that your primary mechanism for how you get to these machines that are out there on the edge?
For us, it's very clear. We need to be relevant. We need to be relevant. That means we need to move up the value chain. That also means that we need to be from a modem perspective up to the connectivity, and then to the application layer we need to be present. So that means also for Vodafone that we are not just a dumb pipe and having a little bit of a connectivity piece. We will be offering a complete solution in different verticals, which you already see today with BMW, the connected car. We're offering the complete solution for BMW.
And I imagine, too, working with carriers, because in the United States, yes, your presence here is a little different probably than in England, for instance. So that partnership is probably a big aspect of your total solution.
I mean, our partnership with Verizon works perfectly. We offer a global solution. We have a global portal together with Verizon, where when you can log in for United States customers, they are on the Verizon portal, and when they go internationally, they are on Vodafone. I think it's a perfect play between the 2 companies, which works in machine to machine very nicely.
Now, one of the panels, or the panel you're on, talked about the consumer M2M revolution.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
I think consumer is a very interesting game. For example, we are serving in Europe Amazon with a Kindle Fire Reader for consumer. We are also in a very good position because we own 26 network operators around the globe. We are very strong in Europe, obviously, with Vodafone Germany, UK, then Spain, Italy. And then the consumer aspect is very nice because we have this opcos, and then we eliminate roaming cost for the consumer. That means you buy a Kindle, and you know, in Europe everything is much close together. Here in the US, you know, you drive days and you're still in California, not in Europe. So we eliminate roaming cost. A consumer of the Kindle can buy it and download the book at the beach in Spain, but lives in Germany or in France.
And you've gotten around rights issues and that sort of thing too, which is an amazing thing.
Yes.
From a perspective of you know, this global view that you have, where do you see other parts of the world kind of leading the United States? Where does the United States lead other parts of the world?
I mean, true global, I think, is really only the Vodafone Verizon solution today. I mean, we offer a global SIM card, eliminating the roaming cost. We have a global GDSP platform, one connectivity around the globe. We offer a global SLA. If you are on alarm.com, if you're on Boston Scientific, you come to Vodafone, you serve your patients or customers or consumers around the globe. And with this kind of unique offering, Vodafone and Verizon offers some very specific values nobody else can bring to the table. In regards to the US market compared to the rest of the world, it can be a little bit tricky. It depends sometimes, as I mentioned earlier, on regulation. Like the United Kingdom is very, very upfront in smart metering. Germany is not, because the regulation did not happen yet. Okay. And sometimes the European regulation is not in every sector. United States is here a little bit more flexible because they don't have this different countries and sectors and influences like you see in Europe.
Okay, and so from the adoption of technologies, you know, getting back to the consumer in the home, are there any in that sector that are standing out, you know, that you think will be kind of what we'll be talking about next year?
I think connected home is the United States is a leading region in that aspect. For us, one thing is very clear when we talk about connected home, we need to partner with somebody. And then you need to look, you know, how many pipes are coming into the house today. Then I think an open question is also still the business case of the end consumer. What would they be willing really to pay for a solution in the home? And then the next question would be, what kind of services do you need to offer for connected home? Is it the connected white goods? Is it a connected multimedia? Is it already the connectivity you have today through the electricity companies? Is it a connected boiler? Question mark. And you go from there. Which one is the hub? Which hub are you using? You have some cable companies already entering the house today when you talk about connected home. So I think there are some opportunities, and there are also some obstacles in the market with the consumer, and you know, who is the right partner. And for Vodafone, I think it's very clear when it comes to connected home, we will be partnering with the right partner, and sometimes in the different regions it could be a different partner.
Well, Erik, it sounds like we'll have a lot to talk about next year because there's stuff that still hasn't been resolved and new opportunities. So appreciate your time.
Thank you very much too. Thank you. Pleasure.